because I can't have actual like things from the game going while I'm doing the intro to this. I'll just say it right here. So I got my phone right here. And I also got a microphone for my my DSLR, but I don't know which one to actually use. I can also use the microphone with the phone, but I don't know which one I should really use for my trip. I have about 2 weeks to think about this, but what do you think I should do? If this is on YouTube, let me know in the comments. But if you're on Twitch and you get to this part, let me know in the feedback channel on Discord. Anyway, I gotta hit the intro button. I hate Microsoft so fucking much. So fucking much. Alright, so I was supposed to start at like 9, right? But fun stuff. Okay, so first off, I had an issue on my desktop where the Ethernet device just stopped working. So that made it so I couldn't have chat up. And I've been having to troubleshoot that literally all afternoon while I was working. And then once I had dedicated time to come over here, because what I was trying to do was I was trying to copy my prog music over to my Mac iMac, my $69 iMac, because my iPod that I'm wanting to sync for GDQ I wanted to use the FireWire 400, right? It's a bit faster transfer. And I had to update the system to get it to work. Reinstalling the drivers that I originally installed on the fucking system didn't do anything. I was forced to update my system to get the drivers to work. I don't understand why that is the case. I'm assuming it's just a way to get for Microsoft to force you to update your machine, which would really track, you know, just make the system fall apart until you update. So on top of that, after I get the machine booted back into Windows, I can get my actual like Ethernet device working. I found out that my fun little TCL monitor off in the distance that I bought at a pawn shop about a year ago, it took the IP address because when I updated the driver, it reset the settings and made it DHCP. So I had to go unplug the TV. It is still unplugged. And so I could do manual setting of the IP address. And now I have actual internet so I can look at people in IRC like Mike McMahon, who's talking about my going live message. Hope you're doing well. I hope everyone else is doing well. This is a late stream. Again, I wasn't planning on starting this late, but that's just how it goes sometimes. That being said, this probably won't go super late because I do want to grab something out to eat for lunch. I don't have any like to-dos tomorrow morning. I just gotta get lunch, come back. I will mention, for tomorrow's stream, ZPC and Alcatraz may be back on the table because I got it to start on my Linux, little Linux machine. I want to see if I can get it working on my Linux box, but, and by Linux box I mean like my Linux install, but I don't know how much of a pain that would be if I had to do stuff like rot. I might have to use my ThinkPad to play Alcatraz, now that I think about it. We'll figure it out as we go. And tomorrow, it's looking like there might be one specific type of outfit, but there's going to be a version of it for both the male and female models. The people I've shown it to have had really good reception to it, so... And there might be a few more, if I can get some going. That might be the only other thing I have to do prior to it. I think there's like 1 or 2 more outfits that I need to set up. Once you get into Unity, it doesn't take that long. I've like standardized that process. It's just finding outfits to wear, you know. That's the problem, because I want to kind of have a lot of unique outfits instead of just doing like 2 of each, you know. Have some unique ones. Anyway, I'm gonna hit this button. I'm probably gonna be at like 5 frames a second. Not as bad today. Pretty bad on Wednesday during Citadella, but it's not bad right now. I mean, it's still kind of like not full frame rate, but it'll do. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and swap us over to the SharpX1. I have it on the IPL. I put both floppies in. As a reminder, we are playing this game on actual hardware, a base SharpX1 from 1985. Even though it's not like the original model, it's the base SharpX1. And there's flickering lights in this game. If you get a bit uncomfortable with flashing imagery, this is probably not the stream to watch. Come back tomorrow for or maybe just like tab out, have chat in a different window. but speedrun requests tomorrow might be not as blinking lighty. Anyway, let's swap over to that now. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we're trying a beverage today. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna switch camera angles since I can actually do it now. Hold on. Boop. Boop. Hi. But yeah, I have a beverage we're trying today. I'm not a big fan of sparkling water. Mainly because it tastes like a slightly dissolved Skittle in the next county over. But I have been recommended by my friend Sesame to try sparkling iced caffeine, 0 sugar, vitamins and antioxidants. This is blueberry raspberry, 70 milligrams of caffeine, which is about as much as, it's less than my kickstart in the morning, if you could believe that. 5 calories. It has 15% of vitamin E, B6, and B12. 15% biotin, which is kind of funny. I already took a supplement for that today. Niacin and pantothenic acid. And 2, yeah. Vitamin E is an antioxidant. I didn't realize that. All right, anyway, I'm gonna hit F and I'm gonna hit O. And you need to tell me if you cannot hear the audio. I have it plugged in, but cool. I think it's audible. I hope it's audible. Hello, Matrix. Matrix, there's a question related to your outfit that I'm going to have to ask you after stream. Not now, after stream. But I might not be able to get it ready by tomorrow's stream, so yours may be introduced during next weekend's stream. Yeah, yours will probably show up on the 21st, specifically. And there are 3 more speedrun request streams this month. As a reminder, I am trying to recoup the cost of my Amtrak coach ticket. Barring anything catastrophic going on, I'll be taking the A train to Minneapolis on the 3rd with Chance. And it is I'm not starting here. I'm starting in Rocky Mount, and then I'm going all the way to, there's DC, and then DC to not Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and then Pittsburgh to Minneapolis. But we stop in Chicago as the main first stop. Hello, Spooky. And then we go to, and then we're gonna be at Six Flags Great America, not Six Flags America. Six Flags Great America. And then after that, on the 5th, I'll be heading to Minnesota for a week of speed running. Again, barring anything super bad happening. Oh, sorry, I hit metal. There we go. All right. So again, flashing light warning or blinking light warning. That is there for a reason. I'm gonna hit X. I'm gonna open up this sparkling water now. All right, good, satisfying little open. All right, I'm gonna make a sniff test real quick. Oh, I hit it wrong. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick death and then I'm gonna have to restart the game. Yeah, they have an entire mini soda. Can you believe it? Get back here. There we go. All right, so first impressions with this liquid. The scent is definitely like wafting in the air. Is it actually blue? I think it's actually blue. Which at that point is just a soda. Fruit and vegetable juice for color. Despite it saying contains 0% juice. I'm not gonna question that. Anyway, blue raspberry, here we go. Down the hatch. Holy shit, that's like I'm eating cotton candy. That doesn't taste like sparkling water. That just tastes like a soda. It's not even like any bubbly in it. It's like, you know how Red Bull is like lightly carbonated? That's what it tastes like. It tastes like a Red Bull variant. All right, anyway, as we last left Nakajima, he's walking in ice. We found Yumiko, but we didn't, like, get Yumiko. I think it was this room that Yumiko was in, right? Yeah. Yeah. There, see, there she is. Get my cleats. I don't know if that's gonna help me or not, but I really do like the feel of this keyboard that I'm playing the game on. It is Green Switch Alps, and it, I mean, doesn't that sound pretty good? Does it have sugar in it? It is sugar-free. I also had like Waterloo. I got the grape flavored sparkling water because there wasn't really any other like flavors. Uh-oh. No, there it is. I was like, why is the damage sound not happening? Oh, thank goodness I got my Solomon Dirks. Thank goodness. Gotta make sure you have your Solomon Dirks, everyone. Alright, cool. But yeah, no sugar, but it tastes really sweet. I kind of like the blue raspberry. It's a bit tarty. That like has no tart to it. It's like just very sweet. Very sweet. I probably should have checked to see if my run's been pushed up or back at all on the schedule. I can still do that. Like, I have a computer in front of me. My phone screen is not turning off. I'm getting so many notifications in a short time frame. It's like my podcast catcher. Not even like anything except like that. And maybe like a news app. Have I been here? I swear I've been here. Apparently not. No, I think I have. I'll have to look with my special eyes. Yeah, because there's a Izanami shrine. So if I go here, it's just gonna take me to a different floor in the dungeon. But it's okay. There's no bug. No bug. Gotta have bug. All right, don't want to pick that up just yet. Because the items won't respawn until I, like, fully restart the system. I had a terrible thought today during work, which was, what if I decided to just, for some reason, start speedrunning this version? It seems like an absolute nightmare. I feel like I would need to do it on an actual X1, so if I did it at, like, a marathon or whatnot, it wouldn't be, like, the like an agonizing experience to watch. Because I know this, like, flashing sprites is probably, like, a lot. Hey, I've never been here. And then I have a little bit of a grasp as to how the maps work. I feel like it's a lot more doable. All right, in we go. I feel like this is how I get to Yumiko. I feel like that long hallway right there that leads up to there, I think that leads to Yumiko. Just got a feeling. Oh, don't tell me it's just gonna let me walk all the way around. That'd be really funny if so. Yeah, I get to there. All right, as we're waiting for that to load, I'm gonna head over to here. Just as a notice, there is 56 slots remaining for Summer Games Done Quick. If you're wanting to attend Summer Games Done Quick 2025 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, you have 46 slots remaining. All right, which way? I don't believe it's that one. Yeah, it's not that one. I was kind of debating tomorrow if I should have like or later today, like lunch, have like a hot bar, or do like get like a sub. I don't know. I had cookout on Thursday. I haven't had cookout in a bit, so I wanted to have some cookout. Probably won't get that many opportunities leading up to like Chance getting here. I know I'll at least get to eat at Waffle House at least one day. At least one day. Is this a dead end? I guess this is a dead end. That's a dead end. So also, just as a notice, even though I'm re-adding ZPC and Alcatraz for the most part back into the list for tomorrow, I am keeping any percent, or not any percent, I am keeping Trilogy percent for Marathon. And so, yeah, you want to watch me do the whole Marathon trilogy in one go. Now's your chance. I'm gonna go back in there. I just now noticed there was a walkway at the top. Okay, this looks rather interesting. Yes, please. Well, do I have an opportunity for you? Because for $15, you can force me to do that. You could also make me just do 15 runs of wheels, which is a little over half an hour, maybe even 40 minutes. You can look at exclamation point menu, and it'll give you a list of everything that you can redeem. Outfits can be redeemed even during this stream, I should point out. For the people watching on YouTube VODs wondering what I mean by that, again, I'm trying to raise money to recoup my Amtrak ticket cost, so I'm letting people pick outfits if they want. But I have not, I should point out, I have not added ZPC or Alcatraz back onto the list, but those would be, I think like 5 and 10 respectively. No, ZPC and Alcatraz would be 10 and 5 respectively, because Alcatraz is like pissfully short. It's like 8 minutes. But I also haven't been able to derust it because I've been troubleshooting trying to get it to work again, so... I don't know. Funny stuff can happen. You never know. Is that... Okay, this is the part that I was thinking of. Alright, so where does this take me? I bet it takes me nowhere of a note. I got a lantern. Alright, let me actually get to my damn, like, the damn schedule to see if my run's been moved. Okay, my run is still at 5:17 Eastern Standard, or Eastern Daylight, so. Yeah, there you go, keep it in mind. Can't enter. The fuck do you mean? No exit. Hell is, that? I guess this is a dead end. I wish I could get back to the, oh, hold on. Where's my, oh, I don't have them. That's why. We'll switch to the Solomon Dirks. I wish I could go over there. Alright, I'm gonna pick this up. I think it would be really funny though if this was like, because I am trying to learn Shin Megami Tensei on iOS specifically as my first like RPG speedrun, but it would be really funny to learn this Megami Tensei game and get a run in first before that one. I think it would be extremely funny. I would also be the only runner of this game specifically if I did that. Because a lot of people that have seen this game are like, why would you subject yourself to this? It's like, because it's part of the franchise. Obviously. I think it's fun. I'm also a masochist when it comes to some things, so what do I know? I love it when I can't figure out where the enemy is. All right, we're going up. And by going up, I mean we're going to the left. Ideally, I should be able to, like, get through this without having to pick up any health pickups from, like, a store. I mean, it might be beneficial to pick up, like, the keys from the store. Because I know those doors have definitely reset since the last time. Knowing me, though, I'm going to accidentally take out the salesman. Okay, this is where I started. So we're going to go into here, and then we're going to see what the path is. Sword? Yep. All right, let's have another sip of our beverage. Holy shit, that's strong. Okay, there's a little bit of a tart now. Chill for best results. Well, considering how the AC's been going off a lot today, having it just sitting on like some linoleum flooring can definitely cool it down. I hadn't put stuff up from yesterday when I went to the groceries. Got me some microwave meals. I've been liking like the was it the Ben's Originals? They have this like gumbo tray that you can buy. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I got a sizable amount of stuff for like 88 bucks yesterday. It was wild. Pretty wild. Ah, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. I need to go to the one at the top. All right, so here's where we are right now. Take note. I know I am. In fact, I'm gonna make sure I take a screenshot right now, so I have it on hand. Because I'm not gonna remember this shit. Are you gonna remember this shit? I'm not. Oh, I don't even have to do that. I can just take a screenshot of the window. All right. So I think it's, yeah, 7. So we're at the top. And I need to get to 4. Yeah, because we're in Tipperith. Well, actually, no. Let's go back to the other one and then see if I can figure out, like, what paths are there. It's not doing the helicopter noise. I want to hear that noise. Also, hello, Queeby. I hope you're doing well. As well. Ah, fuck! I have shit in the washing machine. I knew I forgot something to do before the stream. I'm gonna have to step away to go do that, because otherwise it's gonna start to get that like sourness to it. Can I step away to at least go open the washing machine, and then when we get to the thing, then I'll go like properly take the stuff out and put it in the dryer. I just want to have like light exposed to it. All right, I'm gonna disappear off the screen for just a second. It's not gonna take more than like a minute to go do the thing, so I'll be right back. All right, all I did was just go open up the washing machine lid, and then I'll just deal with the rest of it when I head to intermission. That's all I had to do. So we'll get back to the game. All right, so I want to look at the map here. All right, so this is the map for this section. So how this works is, And this is from what I can discern from the game. Each of the little lines not in the middle of the shape here are areas that you can go to different other sections of the game. And each of them have a boss in them, from what I can gather. So, if they're directly connected to each other, that is one of the actual walkways in and out. If it is a hole on the floor, it's either a teleport out to another area or it is to another section in this little shape here. And there's always going to be 8 rooms in each. The manual tells you how many like rooms there are total. Let me get the manual back out, because as a reminder, I do actually have a physical copy of this game, and it's being played on an actual Sharp X1. All right, so I'm gonna just open this up. Yeah, story, Nakajima, Yumiko, Loki, yeah. Where's the page that tells you how many rooms there are? Moon Trend. It's still wild that the lunar cycle starts in this game and not the Atlas one. Ah, here we go. There are 160 rooms total in the whole game. That's a lot of rooms. And as much as people would like you to believe, items do respawn in this version, but you have to completely shut the system off and then turn it back on. The Fujitsu FM7 is apparently still like the better version. The graphics are a little bit better. But this is a pretty good version that I was able to get a machine for not super expensive. Can't say the same for the X1 Turbo, where I'm gonna have to buy a new daughter board and potentially another motherboard. At that point, I might as well just buy another machine with that in mind. Anyway, I'm rambling. We're gonna keep going. So just also as a reminder in terms of like the games that we're going to be playing for this playthrough series, this is a detour back to the beginning of the franchise. I didn't want to play this game until I had an actual like copy of the game and the machine to play the game on. But I was insisting on not playing the MSX version because I'm going to be honest with you, it kind of looks bad. It's the very first version of the game, but I would really want to play a game like a version of the game that looks kind of decent, you know? Trunk ant board. Oh no. I see Nakajima's irradiated now. Well, that's a good question, and the good answer is Atlas didn't make this game. The specific one. They did make Digital Devil's Story, but that was the one for the Famicom. This is Sharp X1. So this was Telenet Japan. Not Wolf Team, though. It was not Wolf Team. I thought it was Wolf Team, but it is not Wolf Team. They actually left Telenet Japan prior to the release of this game. So Valis was Wolf Team. But not this. That means they made American Trucking. Also, hello, and let's see if I get this right. Tumaye Puto. I can also go by a nickname if you. You can also have me let you go by a nickname if you want. You just gotta let me know which one, and I can go edit the doodads. But yeah, Atlas didn't make this one. Although, there is reports that they may have had some assistance, have given some assistance with the game, but they were not the primary developer of it. It's very odd. It depends on like who you talk to, as to if they actually like on how much work they actually did on it. It's very questionable how much work they actually did for the game. The whole thing with the, like the genres for the different things is they wanted to do against cast of like genres. So originally it was going to be, this was going to be the dungeon crawler, and then the Famicom one was going to be the action RPG, the Gauntlet clone. But instead, Atlas and Telenet decided for each other, because like, okay, well, we're going to make this game, let's just do opposite genres. So the Famicom one became the role-playing game, the wizardry-influenced role-playing game, and this became the Gauntlet clone. And I mean, it's still a neat game, despite definitely some weird aspects of it. Some of that's due to hardware, though. A lot of that is due to hardware. Because I'm having to play this on a base Sharp X1, and that's why the flickering's happening. I have a turbo, but it's got corrosion on the board, and that's a big no-no. And I insist on playing this on actual hardware, so I'm just kind of shooting myself in the foot in a way. I'm hoping to find another X1 turbo, either, like, that doesn't involve me having to import from, like, Bai or whatnot. Like, I'm fine with, like, buying a computer on eBay. I bought, like, my Sharp X1, not Sharp X1, my PC9821 CS2 and my CX3 were both bought on eBay, specifically. And then, yeah, both my PC8801s I bought on, I won auctions on Bai for. And then my PC9801 VX21 I got on Mercari, of all places. And I got a good deal for it. Like, a really good deal. Came with everything. 140 bucks for literally a whole computer. Manuals, documentation for BASIC and whatnot. Has a little thing that you clip on the back so you know, people don't knock cables out. It was a good deal. I also got the East, like, egg collection as well, which is also a pretty good deal. 40 bucks for something that normally goes for apparently 700, which is a wild thing to think about. I still don't understand how I got it for that good of a deal. All right. Give me a second, I'm just trying to get my window set up again. Because I like to have a little preview of the game that I can look at. And it also means when I glance to the side, like this, I can see you. Alright, so we're back in Chakma. We can't enter the hole. Then why have it? Have a hole. You can't even go in the hole. Why, again, why have it? There's a chest, stairway. That is, ooh. The enemies in this game are very weird. But we also have bug. So, I don't know, kinda works out. Uh-oh. What do you mean I can't go back through? Did I? No. No. You're fucking kidding me. You are fucking kidding me. I'm... Okay, it's time for me to bitch. Also, Hill Prism. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? No, seriously, what the fuck is this? They have a section that you can soft lock yourself on? You what? Gay baby jail, pretty much. Pretty much. And look at this, is a seller right there. Just staring at this. Just staring. This is the canon ending. All right. I'm gonna have to like disappear off the screen. I have to get up and hit the NMI switch on the Sharp X1. I can't reach it from here, so I have to like go stand up. Please enjoy Loki face in the background while I go reset. That is the Loki face, by the way. All right, flip the little thing down. Pop. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Fifth floor toiletries and toilets. It's still wild how I have to have two separate audio sources just to capture the audio correctly. Because again, the PSG sound chip on the machine and the FM synthesis are two separate audio sources. So I have to use a soundboard when I play the X1. I hope that thing isn't overheating. It's been lying on my floor for like the last month now. Well, last 3 weeks at least. I only use it for this game at the moment. And any special guests that will be here on the stream. I don't think Chance will be a special guest showing up on the stream because, I don't know. Chance will be getting in during some point during the last stream before GTQ. As a reminder, last Citadella stream coming up on the 2nd. I will be doing a little bit longer stream. I am off that day now. It is literally the only day I could take off before my trip. Like before the time frame of my trip. For like flex time. We're that busy at work. All right. Was it Z? Reloads the game? You gotta be fucking kidding me. I go onto eBay, right? They have Sharp X1 turbos now. These listings were not here prior. They're killing me with this. What is this? There's a Sharp X1 Turbo CZ85852CR. Power confirmed finish, current condition. Same color as the X1 I currently have. Is it floppy disks? 5 1/4? Yeah. And there's a white one. 5 1/4. Confirmed power on from Japan. That one's almost $500, $439. I think I spent like $200 on the one that just doesn't work right. I need to see a picture of the motherboard. I'm not trusting this one fucking bit. It turning on doesn't mean jack shit. Oh god, what did it? Ugh. Okay. They have a cursed plug in this. Also, this machine has 2 fault, like ground, like screw places. I've never seen that. Fascinating. Anyway. Let's keep going before the game, like, shits the bed, apparently. Ooh. Unless that's my audio. No, that's my headphones. Cool. This version is certainly more pleasant to look at compared to the MSX. Yeah, and like if you look carefully at like the ground, it's like just little dots that just make up the whole thing. It's like It's neat how they just use like 1 or 2 dot lines to be able to make like all the structures in the game. Now, to be fair, Nakajima looks like he has sunburn at the moment. That is also true aperture. And you can use the aperture grill depending on what type of monitor you use and whatnot. No, but you see what I mean though, right? Like right here. This is a very what is it, CGA kind of palette at the moment. Yeah, this entire section is really CGA for the most part. Also, hello Shadow Cecil, I hope you're doing well. I think this would look a lot more pleasant to look at if it wasn't constantly flashing. Again, I really want to finish this game up, and if I ever decide to do speed runs for this, to do it on an actual X1 Turbo. I think that would definitely be the better system to submit runs for like marathons, definitely. Every time I go into a new room, I just hear the floppy drive just go. Like it's 5 seconds from keeling over. It could be. It's just big TAC drives, though. All right, is this the map that I think it is? Okay, so we gotta be careful in this section. Yeah, we gotta be careful here. And we start on, I think... I want to save before I do this. Alright, so we do not go into that hole. That is Softlock City if we go into that hole. Hold on, my audio is still really crunchy. I think I may have accidentally stepped on my, my audio cable a bit too much because I have like a long extension thing. And I seem to keep coincidentally stepping on the connection by accident. I mean, these headphones are not that expensive, but... they're just those, what are they, the Sony MDR 7506s? Pretty decent little headphones. They're also invisible, so you can't see them, but... oh, no, wait, that one's fine. It's the other one coming up I can't go into. So that one, I don't go into that one. Cool. All right, so which ladder do we, or which stairway do we go down? Do we go to the one on the left or the right? Let's try our luck on the left one. Is that a Moai head? The one's on Easter Island. Oh, I hope that's not like a boss. I feel like it is. No, that's an enemy. That is an enemy. Every time I see that, like, emote, I think of, like, Dove from Arkanoid. Because that's what it is. More or less. How are you supposed to get into there? I have those cleats. No, I don't. I didn't pick them up. so the question is, how do you get there? 8 is a dead end. No, it's not a dead end. It has an exit to another area in it. I'm guessing I'm having to go all the way over there before I can leave. It makes sense. I saw that at a corner of my eye. So I'm just gonna mention it now. 5 minutes to the first ad break of the stream. I don't know why it took forever. Oh, not that it took forever. What the fuck? Oh no, those are the enemy shots. Okay, that's cool. I need to fix the thing real quick. Won't take too long. Just gonna take this. Go a heave-ho. And then I'm gonna come here. You're gonna hear a scream in just a second. That is my sub noise. I have to test to make sure that this audio is working, so I apologize for the noise that you're about to hear. And a 1, and a 2, and a... There we go. Alright, cool. Sometimes I have to like remove the audio source for that and then re-add it. That is a can't enter. All right, so that's a bit odd. What is this supposed to be? Do I have to have Yumiko before I can leave? Maybe. I just thought about something. If I take my gaming laptop, right, along with my MacBook so I can edit stuff, I could record an episode of the second story playthrough of the Famicom Digital Devil Story while I'm on the Amtrak train. You just hear like the rumbling of the train in the background. That would be really funny. Just record a Let's Play while on an Amtrak. I wasn't planning on taking my Famicom with me, but that would be funny. And you know how I am about funny. I like to go for it if it's doable. Okay, the controls in this game are definitely like the weakest part. This version specifically. I can technically do proper run and gunning, but I have to plug in a joystick, and it is a bit annoying sometimes to have to do that, because you really need like a really good joystick if you're gonna be doing that. And I mean a really good joystick. We're not talking like those quick shots and whatnot. No, you gotta have like a mechanical, like, micro switch one to really get it good. All right, so we're in Chakma, which is down. So we can head to 7 from here, or we can head to 3. 2, 3, and 4 all let me go to 7. You can only get to 7 from those 3. That stairway is... Okay, so this is the 7. I have a feeling what it's going to be like is I'm going to have to take this to go to those. Or to go in between. There's a key there. You have to be fucking kidding me. Alright, so I'm gonna disappear off the screen now because I have to get up and do this again. Holy shit. Second soft lock at the stream. Ugh. I'm only in my early 30s and yet I feel like I'm in my late 50s. Ugh. Alright, let's try this again. That's so true, SharpX1. Thank you for saying that. Oh, thank goodness, I can get free expedited shipping for this $400 computer. Again, no guarantee that it actually works. Just that you can get, like, fast shipping on it. Sharp X1 Turbo monitor. That's fine, because I can just use OSSC for it. There's not an issue. It does have like the little like flickering that you see on the screen in terms of like the wobbling. There's a better word for that. I forgot what it was. Oh, thank goodness. I got that CZ8BS1 for like way cheaper than they're selling it on eBay. They're selling it for $530. Ugh. I think I got mine for less than 200. A lot of copies of Highlight being sold on eBay. Oh! Wow, a Sharp X68000 with the monitor, it looks like, I think. Does it come with a monitor? If that doesn't come with a monitor, that is not worth $1,000. Gotta be very careful when you buy stuff, like used retro computers on the internet. Take it from me. I bought an X1 Turbo and the battery corroded all over the daughter board. Does this come with the monitor, or is it just the base unit? I think it is just the base unit. Monitor not included. What's the fucking point? I like how I'm saying all this stuff, like as if I'm gonna buy it, as if I didn't already own a 68,000 to begin with. Hasn't been finished recapped, by the way. Still waiting on that. I swear the FM Towns has gone down in price a little bit. Yeah, I think the FM Towns has gone down a little bit in price. There's like 1 or 2 games for the FM Towns that I want to like try on stream. That one's odd because technically all I would really need at one point is just like a little PCI card and just put it in like another machine and it just turns it into an FM Towns at that point. All right, which one is this? This is this map. Yeah. All right, and we start in 8. So we can cut to 5 or move to 7. I would like to go grab the cleats. I would definitely like to go grab the cleats, which I think is this way. Those cleats are definitely going to help out. I think this is it. No. We got Maca, though. Can't say no to Maca. That's how you exchange for goods and services. All right, if I have to restart again, I'm gonna swap out the, I'm gonna put the joystick, plug it in. As fun fact, you can use a Commodore 64 joystick with it. You only have one button, but you can use a Commodore 64 joystick. Same pinout. Also, MSX joypads. I would really like an MSX joypad. I think I would probably have a bit more ease with this game If I had an MSX joypad. Yeah. I think I went a bit too far. I want to test something real quick, though. Is that can't enter thing happening with all of these, or just certain one of these? It's certain... Okay, so it's certain holes that are having the can't enter. Very fascinating. Enemy? Except the question marks there at the beginning. Alright, I'm just gonna gun it back to the... Yeah, because 3 is a dead end, so I need to... Except I can go to 4, but... 4 was in the hole. No, that was 2 in the hole. This is 4. So I can head to 5, but... And 5 has an exit. I wish I can go to that Izanami pool. I just don't know where the teleporter is for it. This is one of those pixel hunt situations. My favorite. Alright, so let's keep going. We'll head through the little walkway here. Have I gone into this one? Well, we're about to find out. I think I have. Please don't be a can't enter. Oh, thank goodness. We'll try this one. Alright, I've gotten to the part of the, of my look over on eBay to where I'm getting parts for BMWs. X1 superchargers. Or turbochargers. Because that's definitely what I'm looking for. Cars. I mean, I'm looking for a car at the moment, but... Ooh, no, go in there. Whoa. Again, don't expect a super long session tonight. Just want to try to get a little bit of this out of the way. Not even bothered trying to crop the screen, it's not worth it. Alright, so... We're back in 5. If I can find the exit to the next section, then that would work out. Have I gone in this hole? I probably asked that question already. Cool. Thanos units on BMW engines, I guess. Actually, you know what I think it is? It's not the actual headphones, it's the extension cable. Stand by, I have to unplug the extension cable. Whoop. I'm just gonna plug the headphones directly into the DAC. Cool. I'm gonna have to buy another extension cable. Yeah, the issue's gone. It's the extension cable. To be fair, it's like a cheap one I bought at Walmart for like the little on ones. But these are not the braided cable ones. These are like the unit ones. They're not even really that braided. It's just like a braided like design plastic. But it's not actually braided, but it has like the feel of it. Encords suck, yeah, but they're pretty cheap, and when, you know, you're trying to, like, be on a budget with your production stuff when, you know, you're having to buy multiple home computers. Kind of helps to be a little bit thrifty in terms of, like, getting serviceable cables. And it is serviceable. It is a very serviceable cable. I think they're fine. It's just, you could definitely have some issues if you like rough handle them. I'm gonna go back into here. Yeah, back to 5. I'm just gonna walk up. So we're gonna head back to Tipperith, which I think is this one. In a moment you hear a sound, that is the sound of the senator's phone melting. So, next Thursday, Juneteenth, the new Raito Kuzunoa game comes out. I am planning on getting the PS5 version of the game, specifically, because I want a physical copy of it. Although I think it is coming out for the Switch as well, but I barely play my Switches, and I would like to have a little bit of a PlayStation collection. I have a system. Sitting on my shelf right now, but I have a system. And Persona 4 Revival will also be bought for the PS5, because apparently it's the only physical version of it currently that you can buy. The Xbox version and the PC version are all digital, apparently. From what I've been hearing about it, the thing is going to be pretty good. There is some actual differences, like in terms of the plot, apparently, from what I saw in the Famitsu review for it. It's got pretty good marks on it for the score. The question is, what would those plot changes be? Because for those unaware, the Devil Summoner series is in the same timeline as, well, it's technically in 2 series timelines. It's in the SMT 1 and 2 timeline, and it's also the Persona timeline, but they branch off from the Raito games. So I'm kind of interested in seeing if the plot developments have any like effect on those timelines in any capacity. I don't think they will, but it would be pretty interesting if it did. All right, I'm just gonna fall into this. Oh. No, I think it's the headphone. No, it's the headphone. Okay, I unironically have to switch my headphones out. I may have to buy another pair of these. First, let me figure out where the issue's at. It's not there. It's not there. It's the connector. Yeah, it's the connector. I had a feeling. My USB cable for my DAC is also having a bit of a funny as well. Basically, if there's like any movement whatsoever on the DAC itself, it causes the thing to disconnect. It's a good bit, Kiwi. It's a very good bit. I wouldn't keep doing it if I didn't think it was a good bit. I've been doing it since the first Megamitensei game I played on stream, which was Digital Devil Story, the Famicom one. Yeah, because we were back in, what was it, Burn? Not Burn. It's not Valhalla. It's the Sky City. Maybe it is Burn. But when we were going for the, what was it, Hino Kakatsuchi? Yeah, when we were going for that, I was doing the bit with that. And again, I think it's a good bit. I think it's a good bit. All right, back to Loki's bare ass. I like it when it goes. Please tell me you can hear that. Please tell me you can hear that. That's always such a good sound when it just starts going. Sound of the season. All right, this shape's a little bit weird, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna save. But yeah, I think Raito's gonna be pretty good. We haven't got to the original Raito yet. I will be playing, okay, just to make sure people are aware, I will be playing the new Raito game off stream. And if you're at GDQ, you might see me playing it there. Because I'm not just gonna wait to play a game for this playthrough series until I get to the game. Because the new Raito game is, or the Raito remaster is changed just enough that it gets its own listing in the list. And if you have not seen the list, if you have not seen the list, there's the list. I have a version of every game at this point. It's really funny how little space it takes up in my house. It is extremely funny how little space having a version of every Megamitensei game takes up in my house that you can buy. There's a few games that are digital only, like the mobile phone re-releases. And the, what else is it? The, I think it's the USB cable having issues. I do not think it is I don't think it's the headphone. I think it's the USB cable starting to give out. No, it is entirely that. Okay, I'm gonna have to replace that at some point. Not now, because we need to get as far as we can on this. I'm gonna have to go buy a USB A to C cable tomorrow, is what I'm getting at. All right, so we're back to Netsock. Whatever. But yeah, I want to play at least a little bit of it, because I really don't want to wait until I'm in my 40s or 50s before I get to a game. I mean, the joke is I'm going to be getting to Persona 5 on the stream when I'm in my 50s at this rate. Well, late 40s. Because there's definitely going to be a point during the playthrough series where we're going to start getting to games that are going to take like 100 hours to get through on stream. The Persona games, definitely. At least like Persona 3 onward. We got through like the first 8 years at, oh, I can't say that because we're still in the middle of, if during this playthrough series. Again, this is a detour for the time being. Because we're doing all endings for if. But hey, we get to Reiko when we get back to the game. And then we get to do Akira as the finale. I'm excited to do the Akira route. I've heard so much about it. But I've intentionally not watched any gameplay footage from it. Yeah, we don't get Old Enemy Akira chapter though, because that's a PS1 exclusive track, and it is. I've listened to that track, and it's a fucking bop. I would really like to have the iOS version, because it's an iOS version of the game, but it only released in Japan. I know it exists. There's iOS listings for it on like websites, along with SMT2. It's a shame that SMT1 was the only one that got an English release, but it would be so good to have the PS1, well, I have the PS1 version, but it would be nice to have like the iOS version. I have an iPad that I can play it on. I am hoping that with the SMT1 PS1 recompilation project going on, because that is a project going on right now, it'll help with translations of To and If on the PS1. And if you didn't know that was a thing going on, I think there's a thread on it on Reddit today that I saw. Give me just a second, and I will... I just want to get the thread for it. It's actually a really cool thread. SMT1 and 2 iOS, and so much fun to use to have an iPhone. Yeah, and like, it's got the PlayStation music instead of like the Game Boy music. Except I don't know for If. That's the weird one because there wasn't a Game Boy version of If. That's like the weird one-off, or like the odd one out of the three. But yeah, like the menuing's a little bit faster in the game. That's why I'm wanting to speedrun it on iOS and not on Game Boy. Because the menuing's just faster than Game Boy. And I know this for a fact because I have a copy of the Game Boy version right here. I do need to get SMT2 on Game Boy. It's just really expensive. It's more expensive than my copy of Messiah Riser, which I still cannot believe I got for 50 bucks. I still cannot believe that. Where's my copy of Devil Children Black? Oh, I know where that is. It's in my Game Boy player. Not a Game Boy player, Super Game Boy 2. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of dreading the Game Boy, like the Devil Children games, a little bit. I mean, there's definitely other games I'm kind of dreading. Get to Megamitensei because I still haven't got the sound working on the PC98. Rond because it's Rond. Actually, we'll flip it on the head. I at least had somewhat fun with Majin Tensei, and I'll probably have somewhat fun with Majin Tensei 2, but Rond is Majin Tensei 3, effectively. And, oh boy. From what I've heard, it's the worst one. Although we haven't considered the the mobile phone version's Blind Thinker yet. All right, so we're in 4. So I have to go to 3. I can at least pick up these items though while I'm here. Okay, so I know I've been here because if I go into here, this is gonna take me to 5. Yeah. So this is effectively a dead end. So I have to go back to 3, and then I can jump to 5 again, or take a jump to 6. I've just now realized how much routing this game would be pure hell. Oh yeah, the soundtrack is like one of the main like excitements that I have for it. I wish I had a box copy of Majin Tensei 2. All I have is the loose cart. That box art for Majin Tensei 2 fucking slaps. Speaking of Majin Tensei 2, I still need to get an outfit made of the protagonist at some point. It really does not help. There's only one image of the protagonist to go off of. Atsuya, or at least that's the manga name of the Majin Tensei 1 protagonist. So I just call them Atsuya because it's the only actual name they have, other than Hero. They have a lot of images. There's a side image in the manual. There's an image from behind at the end of the game. There's the front image on the box art. Although you don't get a good picture of his helmet, because he is holding a helmet on the box art for the game. But for was it Naoki or Takeuchi? I think we can go by last name, because there's other characters in Megami Tensei that have, well, at least depending on what media you're going off of, the same name. Demi Fiend in SMT3 has, was it Naoki Kashima in the radio drama, which is the name I like to call them. I think it's a name that it just fits, you know, but that's also just personal opinion. I'm also one of the people that calls the SMT1 protagonist Kazuya, so. And there's definitely another character called Kazuya in, what is it? Devil Survivor. Except they're not the protagonist. I think Naoya is, or is it? I had to double check. Is Kazuya the protagonist of Devil Survivor, or is it Naoya? Which is also the name of one of the names for the protagonist of Persona 1, which is the name I will be going with Persona 1. It's a mess. Where's my fucking image? I need my image of the map, please. Thank you. There's like 8 of these, and I have like, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're on the 5th. This is the 5th area. There's 8 of these total. But yeah, I can't wait for Majin Tensei 2 soundtrack. Majin Tensei 1 soundtrack was pretty good. Very, got some jazzy shit in it. Let me some good jazz. All right, we're gonna save the game. Thank goodness I haven't caused any corruption on the floppy disk so far. I'm not using a dedicated user disk. I'm just saving straight to the floppy. All right, I think this is a bad idea. Bad idea. Okay, so we're back in Yasad. That means we need to go to... Because we're in 2. We can only cut to 7. Yeah, we can only cut to 7, so there's got to be a hole that we got to go through. And then we go down the hole, and then we'll be in 7. And then once we go to 7, we can either head to the next area, which I think is not the first area, but a different area. I don't think this is it. This is still 2. This is not it, so we're gonna head back through there. Okay, so that's 5. So in order to leave, we need to go to 4. No, okay. This one's weird because you have to go to 5, and then you gotta go to 4, and then you can go from 4 to 6, and then 6 to 8, and then you can leave there. Or you go from 5 to 4 to 3, leave 3, or you go to 1, and then you leave. There's 4 ways out in this one. One of them takes me back to the original area. The one with the hexagram on the floor. Oh yeah, I gotta plan out my trip to Great America, don't I? I gotta like plan out, like look at a map of the park and then plan out my rides. Hopefully the Amtrak gets into Chicago at the time that it's planned, which I think is like 8:30 in the morning. And then we put our stuff in the hotel room and then try to make it over to Great America around opening. I'll probably also be taking the train to AGDQ because I found out that the train is only like 6 blocks away from the hotel they've been using for the last 2. And if they have it at that hotel again, that is going to work out so much. Because I think it's only like $100 to go from like I think it's only like $100 if you do like coach, but I'm gonna do a roomette because I'd like to have the steak. I've heard so much good stuff about the Amtrak steak. All right, so this is 5, so this is gonna take us to 4. No, it takes us to 7. Yeah, because we've been there already. I wonder how much it would be for me to go from my actual closest Amtrak, because we're not leaving from my closest one for GDQ. We're going all the way to Rocky Mount because it's cheaper to go there. Even though the Floridian literally travels through my town. So if we say that the first, like, I need to head to GDQ on like the what is it, the 5th of January? No, we'll say January 2nd, right? For train tickets, if you leave on the 2nd, you take the Floridian. It's a 15-hour train ride, so you get there by about midnight, same day. It is $100 for coach. Not that expensive for private room. Again, once I find out when GDQ is and I can like plan out stuff, because I also want to go to MagFest. So what I can do is I don't know if the Wmata actually goes out towards National Harbor or not. I know it goes towards Rockville, Maryland, but that's a bit more towards Baltimore and whatnot. Effectively, you would be heading towards, like, Six Flags America if you were to take the... head towards MagFest. In fact, I think it's only, like, 10, 15 minutes from there. Again, if you haven't gone to Six Flags America, they closed this year. This is the last season of the park. You want to ride some good stuff, like a 117-year-old roller coaster? 118-year-old roller coaster. This is your time to do it. Like, they close in November. I'm going to be making my trip after GDQ. My budget is focused solely towards the trip to Minneapolis right now, but after that, I will be taking my voyage over to Bowie, Maryland. Get my last rides on there. How much is the roomette? It's only $600. It's $1,000 for a restroom, but I wouldn't need that. Yeah, it looked like a roomette. And then just go to, like, just take, like, a... Well, I don't know. You'd be leaving early enough in the morning that you may not need to do that, but you don't get the steak included with your meal, though, if you do that. See, that's the catch with Amtrak. If you want to get the meal, get your meals included. Oh, no, if I want to get breakfast on the train, I would have to actually do that, wouldn't I? Because you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner included if you do that. So yeah, I guess I'm going to have to get the roomette then. Because otherwise I'm going to be taking like a rest break, like take the hour, like, conversion over to, I think they switch it over to electric at some point. Oh, that might be in Philadelphia. I forgot. Because the northeast corner of the U.S., like New York and whatnot, they have electric trains instead of diesel. They also have the Acela, which is the only high-speed rail in the U.S. at the moment. At least in the Amtrak fleet. No, I take that back, because there's Brightline in Florida. That's a high-speed rail. But in terms of Amtrak, the Acela is the only one. And they are introducing a new Acela train at some point. The Acela 2. The Avelia Liberty is what it's apparently called. They've ordered 28 trains. It's for Northeast Corridor between Boston, New York, and Washington. Apparently it's similar to the CGVM. What's its top speed, though? That's the big question. It has the capability, if without tilting, to go 220 miles an hour. Now, there's definitely a few issues that could potentially arise from something like that. Keep in mind that, like, a lot of rail lines kind of like to do deferred maintenance. There's some rail lines that will actually, like, maintain their track regularly. And I think in the, well, I think actually in the Northeast Corridor, I think Amtrak actually owns the rail lines. Now that I think about it. There's actually a few, like, actual rail line, like, track in the U.S. that Amtrak, and by extension, the government actually owns. Everything else is, like, private businesses and whatnot. CSX, Norfolk Southern, Union Pacific. Damn helicopters. It looks like half the trains were delivered by December of last year. And they should start revenue service by about now, actually. I really wish we could have more high-speed rail. I know there was that like big project to like build a high-speed rail to Texas. From I forgot what state it was supposed to start from. I think it might have actually been Washington to Texas. There was obviously the high-speed rail experiments in California, but a particular businessman shot that plan in the foot. Gee, I wonder who I could be referring to. It could be anyone. It could be anyone. What's kind of interesting is apparently with and I'm definitely part of this statistic, with the with the plane issues going on, especially that very tragic thing that happened in for Air India this week. I think it was a Dreamliner that had that, that was part of that incident. Definitely not a good year for Boeing, or last year, or really any recent year. But, yeah, not surprising. I think people are wanting to take rail a bit more than doing planes. Hello, Sim. I hope you're doing well. That's a good pixie emote right there. Yeah, and it was like, and like a lot of flights now, 11A is like the seat that's like has a higher asking price for it now. That's wild that they were the only person that survived that. Do I have this map already? I don't think I do. No, I do. I do. It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. But yeah, I'm spooked at flying on planes at the moment with Boeing, a lot of Boeing planes kind of having bad things happening to them, whether it being, you know, what happened with the Air India flight or landing upside down at YYZ and whatnot. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be taking train to a lot of places. I know when I go to Kennywood next, later in the month, trains are very cool. I've been watching some channels on YouTube recently about like transit and whatnot. Jet Brooks, who I found out actually lives like not that far away from me, apparently. Because I live out in Greensboro, apparently. They're also like the unofficial spokesperson for the airport in Greensboro. I didn't realize they had like an airport you can like fly out to like Seattle and whatnot at. Wild. My main train ride, I know back in elementary school, we took a train ride, coincidentally, to Rocky Mount, which is where we'll be leaving. Oh no, we left Rocky Mount and I think we like ended up in, I have to look at the rail lines. I think it might have, it wasn't Raleigh. It wasn't Cary. It wasn't Charlotte. It was like a 30-minute train ride. So it couldn't have been Charlotte because from Charlotte to Raleigh would be 2.5 hours. And then from, could have been a different one. Again, oh no, I think it was Springfield. Not Springfield, Smithfield. Yeah, Smithfield. Because they got the JR, like, store there. Get your cigars. I haven't been to a JR store in, like, years. Whenever I drive out to, like, Greensboro to, like, go to the game store they got there where they have the MSX2 that's sold for, like, $400, which, gonna be honest with you, is not a terrible deal for MSX2. I just don't know when I'm gonna want to get one. Maybe when I do Metal Gear on stream, because I do want to try playing Metal Gear on actual hardware at some point. I know where to get the game. It's just the hardware is obviously going to be the hardest part because we're talking old 80s microcomputers and whatnot. Haven't been on the train. I know there's a train line that actually goes up to near where you are. And honestly, Matrix, if you're planning on like doing like going to like Minneapolis, just so you don't have, you would only have to get someone to take you to the train station, and then you can just like ride the rail. And it's probably long enough of a ride that you can probably book like a roomette and then just sleep on the train. Yeah, Minnesota Amtrak stations. There are 5 stations in Minnesota. It is, and I'll read them off. I think those are freight. No, freight shares the lines with Amtrak. So Amtrak is supposed to get priority, apparently by law. But the freight lines are so long that it just ends up that freight gets priority. They get priority just from the effect of they have long lines. But yeah, Detroit Lakes, Red Wing, St. Cloud, St. Paul, which is where I'll be ending up in my travel to GDQ. Staples, Minnesota, and Winona. Winona? Okay, I'm gonna have that Mystery Science Theater host segment stuck in my fucking head now. It's a good segment. Wait, did I get the right one out? No, I didn't. I didn't even open it. All right, now I have a copy of the map up. Let's go. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Now, obviously, if you're like in a bit of a time crunch, you probably shouldn't be riding Amtrak. Something like an airplane would probably be a bit more reliable, unless it cancels. But you definitely go for the adventure, the journey. That's why I'm leaving like a day early to head there. Also, just so I can have time in Chicago to go to Great America and whatnot. And I am going with the assumption that there is a potential that I may not be able to go if it's too late. But hey, I get to be on a train. I can work on some video editing because I am working on a vlog while I'm out in Minnesota and on the way to it. We're probably gonna split it up into multiple parts. So part 1 is going to be us getting to Chicago, and I'm gonna be editing it as I'm going along. Part 2 will be going to Six Flags America, not America, Great America. That will be the first episode of the trip report, it looks like. Or not trip report, the park report. Which that would be special because it'd be my first visit to Great America. And then part 3 will be the coach ride from Chicago to Minneapolis, which I think is about 8 hours. I'll probably be sitting in an observation car for a good bit, working on editing. And then part 4 will be the week at GDQ, which I'll be editing that on the way back. And then part 5 is the travel back home. And there's not like prolonged layover in Chicago. It's a few hours and then we keep going. Is this it? I don't know why I didn't bother getting a map. No, that's not it. That's got some, like, id Software Catacombs 3D vibes to it. You know what I'm saying, right? By the way, intermission coming up in a bit. This one's going to be a bit of a long intermission because I have to go switch the laundry out into the dryer. Shouldn't take too long. I have a lot of clothes I got to wash because, again, I leave in like 2 weeks. It's wild how close we are to GDQ. I also got to figure out what I'm going to be taking with me to the event. iPad, obviously, because I'm going to be working on SMT1 on iOS. I am determined to submit that to a marathon. An in-person marathon, specifically. Because I think it would be really funny to just walk up on stage with my tablet, plug in the 30-pin connector into the thing, plug in the HDMI, and do a speedrun of a JRPG, wizardry-like JRPG on my fucking tablet. That is like, on top of just wanting to learn, like, an RPG game, that is the main, like, thing just, like, driving me with it, is I think it would be really funny to do that. There is a lot to remember, though, with the route. Especially, like, what demons you have to, like, look out for, like, fusions. And then there's just the whole, like, luck hell that is Shibuya when it comes to, like, getting a human recruitment. Especially if you haven't been, like, on your toes about the alignment levels. Oh boy, what a mess. What a mess. There's a lot going on here. Back in Tip, well, that explains it. It's Tipperith. Trying to avoid it, still hit it. Sorry. I think this is still... Yeah. So that was 3, and now we're in 2. I want to go other way. I want to go to 6. I think this is the 6. Yes. Doesn't help me, though. I'm kind of excited for the trip back to the Rocky Mount station, because it's gonna be the only time we get to actually sit in the lounge for a roomette. They have showers there, so, like, we're gonna have to leave at, like, I'm not gonna be able to stay for, like, the post-event, like, you know, that kind of, like, weird ambiance that's there after the trip where everyone's basically preparing to head out, like, catch their flights and whatnot. I'm not gonna be able to stay for that because I have to leave at, like, 6 in the morning to make it for a 8 o'clock, 8:27, I believe. Train on... I don't think it's the Empire Builder. I think it's just the southbound, or the westbound... The westbound, not westbound, eastbound Borealis. Back from St. Paul to Chicago, and then there's the 2-hour thing. And then we get the roomette by that point. And it's 25 hours on the train. I like how I wasn't trying to do this one, and then I just end up back over here. All right, so I'm gonna head towards 4, if I can. Also, I don't know if they're still here or not, but I do thank Tumiyapudo for the follow. Again, since we didn't hear the 5-minute warning, I didn't know that happened. All the Amtrak stations in Minnesota are further away from you than Minneapolis. That's fascinating. I wish we could have more stations for, like, rail lines, but... I mean, we have got, like, new buildings for rail stations. Raleigh, for instance, good example. They got a new Union Station. Looks pretty cool. I picked Chance up from there a few times. The one in Cary, I know, is kind of a basic one, and you really just walk up to the platform. Like, there is a building for it, but you just mostly just walk up to the platform and wait for the train. All right, so we're back to this one. I'm gonna head back. But yeah, this intermission coming up, I'm gonna put as 10 minutes because I do have to do laundry. We will probably not be going for super long after that. Maybe like an hour, maybe hour and a half. Because I do have to prepare for speedrun requests tomorrow, which is gonna be fun. Did get not a world record, but we did get a PB last stream, Marathon Infinity, any percent on kindergarten, so that was pretty cool. What I could do, instead of practicing a run that that's on the list, maybe I could work on SMT1's route, like trying to learn it, and then switching over to whatever game gets requested when necessary. Because the nice thing about capturing iPad, since it's HDMI, I can just plug it into my Atom Mini. I don't even have to worry about like setting up like specific capture and whatnot. Which is nice. All right, as we get closer to the actual ad starting, which starts in about 3 minutes 26. 3 minutes 26. Do not let whatever, if it's showing you a timer, don't trust that timer. That timer is fucking wrong. It's 3 minutes and 11. The closer we get to the actual ad, we'll take the break. But yeah, the reason I wanna split the video up into those parts is I think it would make interesting like content for the transit enthusiasts to watch. If they don't care about like the GDQ part of the trip, they can just watch the transit part. That would be okay. That would be a wacky outfit to have for that video, which is like have a train conductor like uniform. So like present the video and I'm just dressed as a train conductor. God, that's actually a good idea. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna check booth real quick. I want to see if they have a train conductor outfit for sale. Anyone has one. Train. All right, I'm just typing in train. The first thing is like, okay. That's a tool. That, can't show that on Twitch. Is this set to all ages? What the fuck? That is, I just, all I did was I went on boof.pm, right? Which is probably my first mistake. And I type in train, T-R-A-I-N, right? Like the vehicle. And the first image was is a fetish like listing. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's actually this like listing wouldn't be bad. It's not related to trains, but it would make some of the models a little bit more realistic. I'm gonna bookmark this one. It's a good Unity utility. That's a train. That's not what I'm looking for though. That's TOS-able. That's a train conductor uniform, but you have to buy the whole model to have it. Those are Crocs. Anyway, we're gonna take a break. Just gonna go ahead and take a break. I'm gonna go swap out laundry, and we'll be back with more of this fine quality live stream from TBCR Productions in just a bit. So join us in a bit, won't you? It would help if I mute the audio button. But Oh, god damn it. Don't worry. I just noticed as well. But you know what? That's fine. Because we are back with more of a fine quality live stream from Team Sarah Productions. We're in the middle of Megamitensei in order, except we're not doing it in order at the moment. We've gone back to 1987. And we're on session 4 of Digital Devil Story Megamitensei, but this is the third one on actual hardware, on an actual Sharp X1. On actual media as well. Surprised it still works as well as it is. But yeah, we're gonna get into more of this game in just a bit, but as a reminder, for the next 3 weeks, I actually have a little infographic I can show you, if you can believe that. Give me 1 second, because I need to transfer it over to my desktop that the stream PC is on. That might be a little bit hard, because I don't think I actually have an Explorer window on my, Yeah, I don't have an Explorer window on my monitor on my desktop that I can actually see. So let me just copy this file over real quick. But yeah, next 3 weeks or next 2 weeks and a little bit of a third week are going to be dedicated to a specific set of things. Except for some days. Some days will be a little bit different, but let's go over that schedule real quick. Let me just copy it over. I have a lot of work in progress images of outfits in my doodad. Oh, you know what? I think it's on my phone as well. I think. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay, so I can just copy this over and then I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's cut over to this desk real quick so I can get this and it not look weird. What's the name of this document? 25.6.13. All right, I'm gonna refresh 25.6.13 at 3:05. Yeah, this is the one. All right, so we're gonna take a look at this image real quick. I took this image on my actual $69 iMac, nice, and give me a bit. I think this got dropped into my other one. Okay, here we go. So here is the schedule coming up for the next week, 2 weeks or so. I'm just gonna have to minimize it right here, but this is on actual $69 Core 2 Duo iMac. Such a good bargain. All right, I think this is, hold on. I think this is readable, but yeah, as you can see, we're gonna have Marathon Monday on Monday. Tuesday's gonna be whatever I feel like up for it. Maybe have to use a little bit of that for preparation for GDQ. Not have a lot of time to get ready. Wednesday will be Citadella. Ah, fuck, I forgot to actually turn the dryer on. We'll get to that in a bit. Thursday is off day. I'm using that solely for prep. Friday is this, what you're watching right now. And then Saturday will be speedrun request. And we'll add more models and whatnot as we head throughout the month. And then Sunday is if I don't feel like I'm complete crap by the end of the stream week. And there's your start times to note that the second will be ending a little bit later, but we'll be starting at 7 a.m. But other than that, yeah, that's the general gist of the schedule up till GDQ. After that, we'll figure out where we go from there. Anyway, I'm gonna have to hit this again because I need to go actually start the fucking dryer. I don't know why I turned the washing machine on, but not the dryer. I had to rewash the clothes that I had in the dryer prior to me going upstairs because it rained outside and condensation got into the dryer, so it made the clothes all smelly. Even if the door was open, it caused condensation, so I'm having to rewash those clothes. So I put the load that was in the washer in the dryer, and then the dryer stuff in the washer. Anyway, let me go start the dryer, and then we'll get back to going. That is a fascinating noise. I just heard my dryer make when I turned on the thing. It went, because there was water in it, because, you know, condensation. I turn it on and then it just goes fascinating. Anyway, it's time to get back to the game. The game. Not football. This game. Okay. I was talking about, like, I was watching, like, channels on YouTube, but I don't think I actually, like, I talked about, like, Jeb Brooks. There's also, was it Miles in Transit, which is pretty, some pretty funny content. They kind of have, like, a pacing to their videos, which I would really like to do with mine. Although, knowing my videos, the pacing is, like, all over the place. I'd have to see how that would work out. But I would really like to edit my transit video up to the event, kind of similar to like the Amiga video and whatnot. I think that would work out the best. Also, terrible idea. Not idea. Terrible news, everyone. There is no listings for Rail Conductor on Booth. I would have to make the outfit myself. A damn shame. Oh, this listing I was looking for that I bookmarked is for specific models. Anyway, I need to get the game back up on my screen. There we go. All right. So we're in 8. I know there's 2 areas out from here. I will pick that up. I think we'll go till probably like 3:30 at the latest. That'll give me at least sleep till like 10. If I go straight to bed after this, after switching out clothes and whatnot. So not like a bad time frame. Not a bad time frame at all. My phone continues to keep going on. Okay. I don't think there was anything down here. I think this was a dead end. No, there was a stair. Wait, didn't I go this way, though? Yeah, I've been there. Oh, it's bug! More bug! It's funny that bug is a clam. That's bug. I didn't mean to go back through there. Back up. Okay, I've been here before because I recognize that that Cerberus icon. Yumiko? Yep. This will be a one area. All right. Oh, Bonnaroo got canceled, or the rest of it, because of rainfall. Imagine being an enemy and just in a dead-end hallway. Can't believe it. Got 200 maca. I just now noticed that. It's a pretty decent bit of maca. Okay, I've been here before. I know. We've been here prior to the stream, even. Yeah, because there's a cat's eye right there. That's all that's over here. Yeah, there's no point going in that door. Okay. Yeah, no. I think there's like a special teleporter over here, if I remember correctly. Because there's this one, right? And that takes you down to here. And then... you can do, yeah, right there. And that takes you to where the Cerberus is. That's what I was talking about. It's getting to that Izanami like fountain was gonna be like really hard because there's like just a random spot on the floor. Sorry. Checking something on the old computer over here. Not this one. This is where the game. Whoa! I keep forgetting about that Maka. By the way, you know you can get a train from Washington, D.C. to New York City for a little over $100 in coach. 3.5 hour train ride in coach, $100. It's not bad. And it's the Northeast Regional, so it would be electric train line, so they'd be able to go at least 80, maybe 90 miles an hour. Mostly 70. Not a terrible value. Now, to be fair, in order to get it for like $100, you have to leave in the afternoon. I think the earliest you can leave and still get that price point is like 2:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, 2:30 in the afternoon. Still not a terrible bargain. I think that's about that much to go from where I'm at to like Pittsburgh. I don't know. What do you all think the next GDQ event's gonna be at? I feel like it's gonna be in Pittsburgh again. I mean, it's not a bad city, other than it being like miserably cold. It's not a bad city to have the event in. Great food options. There's go watch a Steelers game. Well, yeah. They have the football stadium not that far away from the hotel. In fact, you can see it from across the street. Our hotel room, you could actually see the stadium. If you have binoculars, you could like watch the game on the screen, the Jumbotron they have there. That's the nice thing about having the Riverside hotel room. That's why I always like to pick it, is just you get this like good view of the pit, like the pit wall. One of the best city skylines in the US. This is the old Pittsburgh skyline. I don't think I have an image of this map, so this should be the starting one. Yeah, I think this is... No, we have been here before. Never mind. I do have this one. Now look at it. Things that make me realize that we've been here before. 4 to 6 to 8, 5 to 7 to 2. Yeah, it's Yasad, so... And again, for you Eagle Eye viewers out there, you may remember these from... Shin Megami Tensei 2. The regions of the Expanse are actually named after these. So even stuff from this game shows up in later games. It's pretty neat. All right, so out of 7 into 5. So we're either going to 4 or we're going to, we're either going to, sorry, 2. No, we're in 2. No, we're in 5. I was looking at the screen wrong. And by looking at the screen, I mean looking at the image of the map of, like, the connection points. That's the only reference guide I'm having off to the side is what rooms go into what areas. And I'm taking screenshots of what you're looking at right now to get that. All right, to 7 to 4. And I think 4, yeah, 4 goes to 6. So whatever hole we find is towards 6. That's gonna be towards 3. Just gonna go here for a bit. Hi, Izanami. Damn helicopters are back again. Can't believe it. Alright, so this is either gonna be 6 or 3. I think it's 6. It is 6. Alright, so the next room will be 8 by process of elimination. That will be 8 right there. This will be at the bottom, and I think this takes me to Tipperith? No, back to Hod. I know not to open that because that's not going to give me anything of note. I will say, I have been thinking about if I ever decide to like move from like my state, right? I really want to find a state that, since we've been talking about rail travel, that I can easily get on the rails. Like on a rail, like travel. Preferably like a light rail system. But I mean, like a rail line that kind of shares the rails with like Amtrak would still be fine as well. There are a few of those. I know there's some in like the New Jersey area that kind of share lines with Amtrak as well. I am very jealous of some of the European lines out there. Again, and I mentioned this last stream, there's the Night Jet, which has these like little like mini capsule like little rooms that you lay in. Let me find a video on this. This would be a good video to like watch after stream. There's also like the regular size cabins as well, but that was the channel I was looking for. Cause they're mentioned No, sorry, Paul Lucas. I don't want to hear you right now. I'm gonna subscribe to you though. I've been trying to find this channel the whole fucking day, and I couldn't find it. Yeah, there's some videos on YouTube about the Nightjet mini cabin. And it's pretty neat, though. I can definitely say that if you're not a fan of like close quarter like sleeping, you probably won't like that. You probably want to get like a regular kind of like cabin, which they do have. You're not just stuck with the mini cabins. And you get a table. You get like a proper table and like a chair you can like pull up and whatnot. Just like not just like fastened to the wall or whatnot. You know what? I'm gonna get an image of the mini cabin. I think that'll better like show what I'm talking about. There's also the the couchettes on certain yeah, couchette and mini cabin. Can I get a good image of the mini cabin? Here we go. So basically, how it works is you have this like 3 foot high. I don't know how far back it is, but it looks like it's about 3 feet high. And let me just get the image. Here we go. I got this off of Google Images, so please keep that in mind. But that's what I'm talking about. So basically you would like lay in that, and that's your whole room. You get like a bed, you get a table, you have adjustable lights, RGB lighting. You want to have your room like blue? You can. And if you're like rooming with someone, like in the one across from you, you can have like this little window in there that you can like open up, and you can talk with them inside with both of you like in the same thing. And you just close it up when you go to bed. I think they're like neat little cabins. Open it up and blind the person at night. Why are you splashing blind potion on them? No, like the little curtains near like your face, right? So like, if you have it open and the person beside you just don't know them, you're waking up to like some person just staring at you. Stop staring at me with those big ol' eyes. Have I been over here? I think I have. 1,000-yard stare at you. But yeah, in addition to that, and coach and couchettes, which is basically like the roomette, but it's more similar to like a traditional like setup that you like see on like royal carriages and like old movies and whatnot, where it's like the 2 benches and then they like turn into beds. That you would sleep in those. Those are what we're talking about when we're talking like couchettes. It's not just 2 seats across from each other, not couches, but like 2 seats or like 2 benches, just 2 seats. That's a roomette. There's a bed at the top, and then the bed at the seats at the bottom turn into a bed as well. That's what we're going to be riding up to at least Chicago in. But a couchette is 2 benches that do that. But I think it also converts into like 4 beds because there's beds up at the top as well. But there's also like the personal cabin. And the cabin is the more interesting one. I'm trying to find a picture of the cabin. I'm not trying to go for the mini cabin. I'm looking for the full-size cabin. I think this might be it. But I can't get like a full image of what it looks like. Well, actually, if I go on the Nightjet website, I might be able to find it. Let's see. Let's see if I can. Tariff information. Tariff information. Oh yeah, they have to auto train as well as part of that. I just realized I kept this like playing. I could have got hit while I was talking. All right, I want to go try that area. I'm trying to find images on the Nightjet or the OBV website regarding the talking about the rooms. Destinations, booking, comfort categories, that's the one. Sleeper cabin, that's the one. That's the one. I want a picture of this. Okay, there's no picture in this. But here's the page for it though. Schlafwagen. I think I pronounced that right. Or maybe it's Wagen, I don't know. I'm bad with pronouncing words if you haven't guessed at this point. I don't know why, but this specific image, I find funny. There's just a picture of a sink. Why do I find a picture of a sink funny? Is there a plug for your razor? I just now noticed that. Is there a plug for your razor right there? It's at like the top right of the sink. I think that is. Looks like this cabin you can only lay down, not good for long rides. Well, no, like the main cabins have like actual like seating areas for like actually doing work and whatnot. There's if you look at the link I posted, not the mini cabins, but the main size cabins, which I posted a link straight to the Nightjet website. Also, hello, Kelnan. Yeah, you can see these like actual like yeah, there's like 3 seats with like armrests, and there's the table and whatnot. It's just hard to find like a good image of like the floor plan. Also, you get your own dedicated sink and toilet and shower. Very important. We would be able to get that on Amtrak if we did the regular bedroom. I need to get in contact with Chance about that. I like the image of couple talking in sleeping car, comfort plus over a glass of sparkling wine, and it's the blurriest fucking photo I've ever seen. Woman in sleeping car, comfort works on a computer. Senior couple traveling in sleeping car comfort. Woman in the sleeping car comfort plus looks dreamily out of the window. This is a good image. I'm putting this in random shit in my Discord. This is a good image. This is a really good image. I hope it's just as blurry as I'm looking at it right now. Please tell me this is like a blurry mess. Oh god, it's so tiny. It's so tiny. But it's like enlarged on my screen. That's a good image. But yeah, the Night Jet's kind of an interesting one. I would be kind of curious to see if Amtrak would want to do something like a mini cabin as like a sleeping option. There are people that will do that if it's like cost effective. Let's say you don't want to ride coach or business. You want to actually get some sleep. I personally not tried to sleep on a coach. I probably will get the ability to do that on the way to or back. From Minneapolis. God, I'm tired. I still want to play for a little bit more, though. I still gotta finish this sparkling water, though. It's not sparkling anymore. I can taste the raspberry a bit better now. That's not a bad taste. This is the only sparkling water I would feel comfortable drinking actively. If anyone knows like a good like sparkling water brand that actually has like flavor that isn't like, I gotta find a good way to describe it now. Someone's like best attempt to depict what a 3D modeled fruit would look like a Blender 3D modeled fruit would look like. That might be a bit too acute or obtuse of a description. Probably obtuse. It probably actually just doesn't make any fucking sense. All right, so that was 5 into 4. But I need to find the jump to 3. So I gotta go back in there. Or maybe I already was at the jump to 3. Okay. So we're gonna take the stairs here. This should take us to 3. Or to 4. This takes us to 6. But wait, hold on. Wasn't that 5? What the fuck? Oh no, we're in HOD. I have the one for Yasad up. Hold on. I have so many fucking images up. I think this is the one. I think I'm losing my fucking mind is what I think is going on. I'm gonna get my Solomon Dirks real quick and then my my health pickup, and then we'll figure out if that's actually the case or not. I might actually go out tomorrow to get me some food, like more than certain, because I do need to test my boots that I bought. I bought some new shoes, some new boots. Oh, are you still talking about the mini cabin? I mean, I feel like if you're gonna be in a mini cabin, you're probably just, I don't don't know. Like, if it's worth a decent, like, price point, right? And I'm only using it for the explicit purposes of sleeping. Like, if I'm gonna be, like, working on stuff, I would want to go to, like, an observation car if there's one on, like, a thing. Or maybe, like, a cafe car. I don't know how often, like, how frequent those are on certain, like, European train lines, but if I can only work on stuff from that room, I don't have that much of, like, a claustrophobia. I could probably handle it. But yeah, again, I can definitely say that some people probably wouldn't be able to really enjoy a room like that, or really use a room like that. New noise. New noise. I don't know. It is at least interesting. Of a type of ride. About to say a type of ride. I mean, it is still technically true of a sentence. It is an interesting type of ride. And the fact that it is a ride. All right, so that's HOD 7. And we're looking for... I have Cerberus that I can use, but I don't want to have to go through the hassle of getting another Cerberus. Plus, I've hired the Cerberus to stare at you. Obara, nope. Yumiko. Where are we gonna end up? Big bucks, no whammies, come on. Game? Oh. We've already been here. I can't believe it. Yep, there's Loki's bare ass. Again. Five minutes to potentially the last ad break of the stream. Again, I can't stay up for too long, because I do need to go to bed at some point so I can prepare for speedrun requests tomorrow. I'm gonna try to start a little bit earlier for that. There's not a lot I have to do after I get back from getting lunch. I've already essentially had breakfast before the stream. I had me a little cup of cereal. So I'm gonna wake up, I'll have my kickstart, just get ready, head out, get something to eat, come back, work on the few things that I have to work on before the stream, and then we'll get to some speed running. Okay. Yeah, we're back here. Also, I apparently will have to buy a Japanese Xbox for SMT9. Just so people are aware. I will have to actually buy one of those. Well, that's gonna be fun, because remember, the Xbox didn't sell well in Japan. I don't think there was any, like, Xbox era that sold well in Japan at all. Like, if you were a Japanese gamer back in the early 2000s, you were probably getting a PlayStation or whatever Nintendo had to offer at that time, or a PC. But like Xbox, Microsoft, not really crossing your mind that much. But there are a few exclusives. SMT9 is one of them. And apparently there's sometimes some weird issues playing them on English models. of Xbox, so I'm just gonna not deal with the pain, and I'm just gonna buy a Japanese Xbox. It'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. Just gotta make sure that the battery hasn't... I'll have to see if I can find a 1.0 Japanese Xbox, because the 1.6s, I don't think they ever got to the 1.6, because those you can't take the super capacitor out for the clock, because the system relies on it. With the 1.0, you can actually remove the capacitor, which I've done with mine. Which, yeah, by the way, if you have an Xbox and you haven't removed the clock capacitor at this point, what the fuck are you doing? Go do that. You don't want electrolytic fluids getting all over your motherboard, do ya? Oh, I see, it just didn't work. Is that the Cerberus? That is the Cerberus. I've been here before. Yeah, because we're in Tipperith. If I head up to the top here, I'll be heading into another area. Yeah, this is just an entire area. Loki, yep. So true, Sharp X1. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Anything else? Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're back in Yasad. Lost a key. That does mean we are essentially going in a loop, though. That is a bit of a pain to actually think about. I'm thinking about whether or not I should, like, go back and watch prior playthroughs of this. Not only from me specifically, but, like, other videos online. I feel like I'm missing something. Because I feel like there's, like, an area I'm supposed to be going to, and I've seemed to just be, like, ignoring it, right? Not intentionally. I do want to get to the next game at some point. Even if I'm having fun right now, I would like to, you know, get back to If at some point, because we can't get to Majin Tensei 2, Last Bible 3, another Bible, Last Bible special, until I get through this. I am actually dreading Last Bible Special. I just want to make sure that everyone is aware. We are going to be stuck on Last Bible Special for a good bit. Sega's mostly dead. Oh yeah, the Dreamcast was a thing back in the early 2000s, wasn't it? I forgot about that. Yeah, they were a new player, but it was also, I don't know, it's very weird. Like, hold on, I think I might actually be able to, like, bring up, like, number of Xboxes sold in Japan. Okay, let's put it to you like this. As of July 5th, 2024, the Xbox Series X and S only sold 600,000 units. Only 600,000 units. If we go to VGCharts.com, it looks like in... Oh boy, is that really how many has been sold? Hold on, is this for consoles or is this for games? It did have Halo, though. That's the thing, it did have Halo. I'm gonna guess this is for actual units. So in 2022, the Xbox Series X and S sold 85,000 units. In 2023, they sold 39,000. This year, apparently to date, they have sold only 20,000 units of the Xbox Series X or S. Flip side, the original Switch still sold 730,000 units. Oh boy. Yeah. To date, prior to a chart coming out, 730,000 units for the Switch 1, not counting the Switch 2. PS5, 396,000 and a half. Oh yeah, 396,500 units. The Xbox was 20,000 units. That is like way less. In fact, I don't think in any year alone they sold over 100,000 units of the Xbox at all. Now, in terms of the original Xbox, I'm trying to find that out right now. Because I think that would be a good question to ask. In 20 years, they've only sold 2.3 million consoles. 2.3 million consoles of all the Xboxes. So, from, what is it, 2000? 2001, 2002? To 2022. 2.3 million units. Between original Xbox, 360, the One, X and Series X. X and Series S. That's fucking wild. You would think there would be more, but no. Like, just that little. I am once again trying to find out how many exact units were sold. Steel Battalion for the original Xbox was pretty wacky. Okay, so the original Xbox sold less than 500,000 units. 472,992 is what Famitsu published about it. The Xbox 360 was the highest selling unit for Microsoft in Japan. It was 1.6 million units. Xbox One didn't even hit 250,000, and the Series X and S seems to only have recently hit the 250,000. Yeah, I did have a lot of shmups. In terms of best-selling games, Dead or Alive 3 was apparently the highest-selling game for the original Xbox. Halo was the third highest-selling game in Japan for the Xbox. 76,000 units, almost 77. And then for the 360, Star Ocean 4, I think that was a 360 exclusive, I think. I know there was like one Star Ocean game that was an Xbox-specific game. Let me just double check that. No, that got a PS4 release, but was it Xbox originally. No, it had to have been, because PS4. Well, the thing with the 3DO was that it was like the MSX, right? It was a standard. There wasn't like the 3DO. It was multiple companies' implementations of the 3DO standard. That would, as much as there's definitely some questionable business decisions and criticisms I have of Trip Hawkins, that was actually a smart idea. Have a standard instead of a console. Because then certain hardware manufacturers could like fine-tune them to how they want it. There's still the standard they have to meet, but they can add like additional things onto it and whatnot. Like the 3DO is a neat console like concept. Just like the MSX is a neat console concept or like system concept. But yeah, Star Ocean 4 was a 360 exclusive. At least for the first year. It came out for the PS3 a year later, so I had a 1-year exclusivity on the 360. And then almost an exact year. It originally came out in February 19th, 2009, and then for the PS3, it came out in 2010, February 4th. I think I actually had that Star Ocean game. It's in my little drawer down here. Anyway, I need to get Loki's ass off my screen. PS2 was the cheapest DVD player because DVD players are still like, rather expensive. I mean, even when the PS3 came out, it was like a kind of cheap Blu-ray player. Because remember, the PS3 was Blu-rays. It was a cheap composite Blu-ray player, even. And like, I don't know if the Xbox One was like the cheapest like HD DVD player and Blu-ray player, because you can play Blu-rays on it as well. I don't know what the price point really was for the HD DVD players. Now, obviously, that format it's still around, but it's not as like prevalent as like Blu-rays are. I watched my copy of Suspiria and my my 4K print of Suspiria that I have on Blu-ray and HD DVD. And I also watched my Criterion release of Eraserhead on my Series X. I'll have to double check my Suspiria HD DVD. See if there's like anything bad with it. No, HD DVD was a 2010s thing, so it would have to have been the I do not have a picture of this one. What the fuck? What the fuck is this shape? Alright, I guess we're doing this. I'm saving. No, but for the original Xbox, it was DVD. If you had the DVD kit, which I have one, because I bought a original Xbox 1.0, which I was gonna use for SMT9, but apparently I'm gonna have to use like an actual Japanese one. It came with the DVD kit and the remote. Every time I see those remotes, I think of like RCA, like TV remotes. I wouldn't be surprised if like the same company that made those remotes made the Xbox remote. 360, I think, was DVD. Could be wrong. Can someone confirm that for me? Did the 360 have DVD playback capability? I have a 360. I could obviously test that myself if I wanted. All right, we're getting our Solomon Dirks out, everyone. All right, so we're gonna head down to here. So this is actually really a new area that I haven't really explored that much. Although if stuff starts looking familiar, then that's not actually gonna be the case. But nothing about this looks familiar so far. There's a Cerberus. Is that an easy reach? That is a Cerberus with an easy reach. So I have definitely not been here. I had an add-on. That tracks. That enemy just like popped back into existence right there. There's a comp battery. Okay, so this is apparently a dead end. This is 4. This is a dead end. I can still remember back to when I bought my 360 arcade. That's the one I started doing runs on Durandal with. Because I bought it for 113 bucks at a Kmart that was going out of business. Rip Kmart. There's not many Kmarts left running in the US. After those closed, then the only Kmarts really, even if they're not the same company, would be the ones in Australia that would be open. And they have the old Kmart logo for their, It is funny how they're not owned by the same company as the American Kmarts, yet they share, like, branding. Even if it's like an ancient Kmart logo, they share branding. They don't have the blue light special, though, and that's very disappointing. Attention Kmart shoppers, the blue light special is in automotives. Obara? Yeah. I am definitely saving here. I don't think I have a map of this area. That's a map. I don't think I'm gonna need it, but it's nice to have it. Treasure box. Next floor. Yumiko? No, Nakajima. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're probably gonna wrap up soon-ish. We'll have to find a spot that I can actually save, but I think we will be wrapping up soonish. My energy is starting to, like, fade. But I should at least be able to get, like, a little bit into this before I get to that point. All right, so this is 2. Two is a dead end. But we can see what's in it. Have a little bit of fun, you know? The only exits in this one are 3, 8, and 6. From what I'm able to gather from looking at the image here. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention, for the people that are in the supporter lounge on the Discord, which as a reminder, you can get that via a Twitch sub or via recurring $5 donation. I'm gonna be, while I'm in the commute up to and at GDQ, and then on the way back, I'll be taking photos throughout the week, either on my actual, like, DSLR or on my phone. And you'll get those images. Those will be exclusive to you. All right, so this is 6 to 7. 7 can go to 5 or to 8. I've been here. I've been in this specific room, because remember, I had such a pain in the goddamn ass trying to get into that teleporter to get that health. Okay, so I have been in a little bit of this section. Battery off. Oh no, not the bangy. That's the name of it. There's the Izanami doodad. Okay. You know what's a shop I wish was still around? Radio Shack. Or Tandy, like, as a company in general. Tandy was responsible for, like, one of the big pushes towards IBM compatibles. Obviously sold at Radio Shacks. Alright, I need to switch that to Salamander. There we go. The Salamander Solomon Dirks. Can I actually buy stuff? No. Some more maca. More maca. But yeah, fun fact, I have a VGA splitter that I bought at Radio Shack way back in the day. I still use it in my setup. It's a GigaWare, like 2-port, 1 in, 2 out splitter. That thing has gotten so much goddamn usage and mileage in my setup. I have lost the cable, like the power cable, though. I am trying to find that at the moment. But not a bad little setup. All right, I don't know where this goes. Tipperith? No. You can kind of guess where the section, or what sections are going to be what by what animations played before going through. Some of them don't have animations, some of them do. And those animations are playing a lot faster than they should be. Like the one where Nakajima's holding the Hino Kakasuchi in his hands. Yeah, that one is a lot faster than it should be. It is apparently a RAM issue. Not like that there's bad RAM, but more that there's not enough RAM. Keep in mind, these machines... Well, no, it's not even that, because the Turbo has 64 kilobytes of RAM. That is wild to think that, yeah, like, I'm playing this game on a Zilog Z80 machine running at 4 megahertz with 64 kilobytes of RAM. This is an 8-bit game. I would like to get actual like boot media for this to like boot into like the Hudson Soft 2 basic. I think that would Hue basic because it's human basic. I say that because the 68K's or the X68000's OS is called was it Human 68K? Alright, I think next save point we get to, I'm going to wrap up because my yawning is getting like more deeper. Alright, I think if I go down there, that's just gonna lead me to exit to next area. I may not get a choice. No, there's this. Tipperith? We're gonna save. We're just gonna see what this is gonna be for next time. No, Chakma. I recognize this spot. Alright, I think this is a good time to wrap up. So yeah, we made decent progress in the game, I think. We found some areas. I think we've explored most of it. We just gotta get Yumiko. That's the big thing. So once we can get once we can get Yumiko, I think we can try to kick Loki's ass. I don't know about you. But that'll be for next time, and we still have 2 more of these sessions left before GDQ. Hopefully we can finish the game before GDQ. We'll have to see. But with that in mind, let me boot that again. I just want to make sure I can load the game. I was about to say, let's wrap up, but I want to make sure that that actually, like, went through properly. So as soon as I see us in Chakma, we will wrap up. All right. Pop. All right, cool. Now with that in mind, let's wrap up. All right, so pretty decent little stream. As a reminder, tomorrow in the afternoon, early evening, Eastern time, UTC -4, we'll be doing the the second official speedrun request stream, the third actual one, for June. And we'll be adding ZPC and Alcatraz hopefully back into the schedule. I'm just going to make sure I can capture that properly. I think I should be able to capture it properly. And after that, yeah, we'll see what fun speedruns happens. A reminder, I'll be adding a few outfits hopefully by stream time. There's 2 definite. They're both variants of each other. And then after that, we'll probably have a few more. I really need to get up to with Mutant regarding the stuff we were talking about Wednesday. And then, yeah, a lot of interesting speedrun stuff. Again, if you'd like to watch me do a specific speedrun, want to subject me to 30 runs of wheels, you can do that. But definitely tune in tomorrow if you are interested in wanting to cause me to suffer. We'll word it like that. But with that in mind, let's see who's live on twitch.tv this morning. It is 3:21 a.m. I'm going to bed in just a bit. Just waiting for the thing. I'm going to get the X1 keyboard out of the way. Put it in front of my PC98 keyboard. Because I still have the PC9821 CS2 right here. While I'm still trying to troubleshoot it. If for some reason there's anyone that actually has a PC9821 CS2 and has tried to get to Megamitensei to run on it with sound, please let me know. Oh, and succeeded. Please let me know, because I would like to have help with getting that going. We're still 9 games away, but it's gonna be it's gonna be a fun time. All right, you know what? We're gonna host someone that I don't think I'm actually following, but they've been in this chat before. They're doing PSX restricted attempts of SMT if on the Reiko ending. We're gonna go raid Xano Highwind. They've just started actually. So while I'm getting you set up to send you over to that channel, if you like to keep up to date with this fine quality live stream, if you're not doing it at the moment and you thought the stream's pretty interesting, you'd like to see more, we do stream at least 3 days out of the week, or at least try to. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2 speedrunning streams. Monday being Marathon Monday for Bungie's Marathon Trilogy, not the newer title, because obviously it's not out. And Wednesday is whatever is important that I need to focus on. In this case, practice for GDQ with Citadella for the Commodore Amiga. And then we have Friday with Megamitensei in order. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday are toss-up days. They can be anything. Speedrun request on Saturdays. It'll be starting to be 2 a month in July. Because it's just fun streams to kind of keep up with my speed games. And then, yeah. If you follow the channel here, make sure you also join the Fine Quality Discord, especially if you're a recurring Twitch sub. If you have a Twitch sub or a recurring Ko-Fi donation. Bonus content behind the scene. Early access to any YouTube videos, which will include the videos I'll be making for the trip to GDQ, and more. And then there's a lot of discussion channels, even if you don't have a sub or recurring Ko-Fi donation. I have way too many channels on that Discord. And then we have that Ko-Fi that I mentioned. You can find a link down below. You will have to use that if you want to do speedrun request. Again, exclamation point menu lets you see all that. Exclamation point incentive shows you the whole lowdown as to why we're doing that. And yeah, good stuff. And then find-quality.website along with the throne, where you can find an embed of this very stream, social media at the top, and then coaster credit information and contact information at the bottom of the page. But anyway, I'm gonna go to bed now, so I'm gonna send you over to Xano Highwind. I hope you have a good rest of your Friday, if you're still in Friday land, and I'll see you probably, yeah, early afternoon, late afternoon, early evening with speedrun requests. But until then, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.